Hi there guys, this is Matt Shaw, Chief Analyst, Knightsbridge Trading Academy. This is training video 15, the best trade-in times. Now, as you can see here, I've just knocked this up late tonight for you. It's important I get this out. I've had many emails after tonight's webinar asking, Matt, when is the best time to trade? I work a full-time job. What am I supposed to do? 3 individuals in particular, 2 that are now retired, semi-retired, 1 that's full-time working. And I got a Skype as well a few days ago of someone that has also just got a new job, new contract, and commuting back and forth Reading in the UK, back and forth York and Reading. So basically, it's the first thing in the morning is the best time. Okay, UK London 7:30, 8:45 is the best time. That is when you get the most volume and there's the most liquidity in the market. That's when most participants are around, and London is the biggest market in the world, and that's when it opens pretty much at 8 a.m. but just before 7:30 a.m. there are some good moves in the market. I do happen often quite early in the morning, just going, you know, as you can see here, just a prime example, Dollar Chief. We've got here all these sort of moves, actual confluent moves happen first thing in the morning. We've got, you know, nice stretch up there. As you can see, it's around 7:30 just after. We've got some good stretching of the price. I'm sure there's plenty more examples. I'm just looking at these just off the cuff. We've got dollar yen. Don't forget, yen would just be closing at that time. Again, we've got, you know, there's a lot of chopping and changing in around that time as well. A lot of volatility. Even as you can see, early morning, there's a lot of movement up and down. A lot of distinct candles. And this happened in the early hours. We'll come to that in a second. And then there's a reversal very early morning, and, you know, back and forth. A lot of up 10 pips, up 15, down 15, down 20, up 15. So a lot of volatility, if you like. And that's pretty much one of the best times to trade during the day. And even earlier than this, there's some opportunities, as you could see here in the chart. Even before then, at sort of 5:30 in the morning, there's opportunities. So if you've got a full-time job, definitely you can get involved from as early as you like. There's some moves between, you know, 5 all the way up till 7 a.m. But this is when there's the most liquidity in the market. And also then London opens, there's a lot of action going on. So you can definitely get involved before you head to work. Around this time, I know a lot of people leave. For instance, my partner leaves for work just after 8:05. Can't be any later, otherwise she'll catch traffic. So just before 8:05 is optimum for her. She likes to maybe put a little bit of a trade on, actually, sort of small trading account. She likes to trade between 7:30 and 7:45. That minimal window, she checks her charts 15 minutes a morning. So yeah, I mean, you could check between 6:30 and 7:30. I don't recommend trading after 8:45. I think the times after that get a little bit stale. Mid-morning, a lot of big traders in the city go out for early morning lunch and things, and volume just gets a bit stale. Then onto the US, you've got 1:15 to 3:45. Again, choose this because obviously, just bring this just over here, Forex Live, economic calendar. You see there's a lot of announcements that come out around this time, especially in the US. You've got here FOM member speaks, Powell speaks. We had that earlier today, and the 230 Global Trade Dairy Index. It's not particularly a huge statement, but again, we'll look again at tomorrow and see what we've got. You can always guarantee there's something in and around between 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Again, 2:30 crude oil inventories. 2 is GMT time, 2 p.m. ISM non-manufacturing. A big deal, huge deal, in fact, massive numbers, and 12:15 ADM employment change. So these times around 1:15 to 3:45, again with the US in play and London, because London's not yet closed. It closes around 4:30, 5 o'clock. You've got all participants getting involved. So, you know, between this time, especially after 2:30 when the US opens officially, you've got all and sundry involved. So up until 3:30, 3:45, maybe 4 o'clock at a push, is pretty much the best times for trading as well, and when they get most liquidity and the best spreads. That's important, the best spreads. So you might get it at other time, which is this time we'll come on to in a second, very low, very high spreads. But between this time and this time, between these periods here, you do get the best spreads of the day, because that's when the most action is there and the most liquidity in the market, and most people are trading. Now, evening time, I say this because the markets can often gap, and you can trade the gaps and look to take advantage, because as you can see here, a typical example, this time here is when the market gapped. It closed here right on the Friday and opened here on the Monday, and then continued higher just after 10 p.m. So 10:30 p.m. you can see 1:30, that's 11:30 because it's 2 hours ahead on MetaTrader 4, it's Cyprus time. So that's 11:30. This is a 30-minute bar chart. So from 10 p.m. it opens, and as you can see here, it goes up to about midnight and then comes back off. So there's a lot of action in around this time as well. On many pairs. Let's have a look at another pair as well. Let's look at euro dollar. Again, one of the most liquid pairs in the most liquid pair in the FX world. So you've got a close here on the Monday, gaps lower, opens up lower immediately, and then makes up a good bit of ground and then sells back off again come early morning, 8 a.m. so it's 6 a.m. UK time. So all going on very early morning, and then continues lower there. But this action took place just after 10 p.m. and then often I know a lot of traders, and I'll go through this in other updates, and we do go through this on trainer days, where the market gaps lower or gaps higher, and you take the opposite trade purely because the market's gapped up and you want it to come back to pretty much normal closing levels from the previous Friday, which often it does, and you can make some money doing that as well. It's not for everyone, but sometimes I know a few people that do that. I don't particularly like it, but sometimes it can be profitable. Again, here, market close right here, gapped lower, made up the ground in and around midnight, and then onto the same level it closed out on the Friday. So these are good times you can trade, but be warned, around this time, 11:30 p.m. to 12:15, or any time around midnight into the early hours, is low liquidity. It's only Asia that's open. UK and US is closed, so remember, liquidity providers, heaven to get you in a trade on a 5-6 point spread, maybe even more, just for you to go the other way and give back pointless losses. But you can trade good gaps. There are some good opportunities. If you're a night owl, you want to maybe trade first thing in the morning before work and last thing at night, before you go to bed, and you can't trade this time, maybe in your lunchtime, or you can't trade through the day because you're at work. This is also a good time to maybe lay some trades and wait for the market to open, let things settle, let a few hours creep in, maybe till 1 a.m, and then put a trade on, and then put a stop loss on, check it in the morning, maybe do another trade in the morning, and then you're off to work and you can forget about it for the rest of the day. So there you have it. But again, always bear in mind the spreads here can be 3 to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pips, whereas here it's on average on pairs, 1.5, between 1.5 and 3 or 4 points maximum. But yeah, this can stretch up to even 12 pips sometimes. I've seen FX pairs, especially pound yen and ones like that, and other minor pairs, trading at least 10 to 12 pips at this time. So be aware. All right, thank you very much, guys. I'll speak to you soon.